Hello lovelies and welcome to today's video. So this is a postcard I made. So there was a challenge on the Viva Las Vegas Stamps Facebook group. They do a monthly challenge, and this one was, to bring out the snark, to be a little snarky. So I thought this was the perfect time to, use some of those snarky quotes and stamps that I have, and I just wanted to have a bit of a play. And I was recently talking to a friend of mine that lives in Melbourne, and we were talking about how we don't get anything fun in the mail anymore. So I thought I'd make her a postcard. And I had these postcards that were you colour in the front and the postcards on, the part where you write's on the back. And I thought, what if I just use that as a base and go from there? So I put a little gesso on it and dried that off, and then I've come in with my Dina Wakley gloss sprays. Now I did a video on these not too long ago. These, I'd say they take a bit of practice to get the look you're after. They're great to experiment with if you just want to, go play. But if you're after a specific look, they definitely take some practice. I found, I'm not one to gesso much. I very rarely gesso anything. But I found with these, to get the best results, gesso is definitely required. And also layering. You layer these on top of each other and they start to resist each other and you get that awesome little nebula pattern. So yeah, they are a lot of fun. Definitely great to experiment with. Give them a go. They're awesome. So while that was still wet, I threw in some white to get some marbling happening. And then once it was all dry, I'm going in with some of my favourite Viva Las Vegas stamps. So this is the Mark Maker plate. And I do love this. It's one of my absolute favourites. I use it on everything. And I'm just using some archival ink. Usually if I want a really, really clear stamp image, I'll use paint. But in this case, it's part of the background, so I was happy to just use my archival ink and go to town. And I'm using my Feud Ball pen to draw a border. This pen works on pretty much everything. I haven't had a problem with it. So because I was using the gloss sprays, I was just giving them a bit of a go. I was just using that pen to go over those gloss sprays. Then adding some splatters, and then we're ready to move on to the focal point. So I have a collection of Viva Las Vegas stamps. Some that I've bought, some that I have been gifted, some that I have gotten on retreat. And this was one of those ones that I got on retreat. Now, it is so cool. I love it. It's this really cool fairy. She's got fairy wings, but yeah, anyway, I thought it was perfect for this little snarky challenge. So I've just stamped this onto some cardstock. Usually I don't use cardstock. I used to use just copy paper, but recently I have found some 200 GSM A4 cardstock for a pretty decent price. So I've just been using that as well. So I'm just, I've stamped that with my archival ink again, and I'm just fussy cutting that out, and then I'm just going to adhere that to my postcard. I don't colour. I'm not much of a colourer. I don't use, alcohol pens or anything like that, Copics or anything. I'm not much of a... I like the colouring, the adult colouring pages, but when it comes to things like this, I'm no good. So I like the contrast of the stark white against my, very intense background. So I was happy to leave this one white. Just using my roller to really adhere that down because I use gel medium, and then I'm just weighing it down. And now I'm going through all of my snarky quotes. I got a couple. So I've got the Dylusions back chat, and I've got the bigger back chat. I've got the Tim Holtz snarky, and then the bigger talk snarky. So I've got a fair few to pick from. So I was just going through looking for the perfect quote. I always find it jumps out at me when I see it. And in this case, it's I think this one was, I do this thing called whatever I want. And I thought this was kind of perfect for this little fairy that I got happening here. So then just to make that stand out a bit more, I am using my Stabilo All Pencil. And then I just felt like it needed something more. So I was going through my Flutterby Designs little quotes that I have, and I've just added one of these to that as well. And I think that's pretty much it for my little postcard. So I'm calling this just a mixed media piece because I wasn't really sure. This is actually still sitting in my art room. I'm not sure if I can go about sending this through the post. It would definitely be interesting. But if I do, I'll let you know. But that's it for me today, and I'll be back with a new video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.